What's up fams, Anis here from allclouded, and today we're going to take a look at another battery safety video. So in today's video we're going to look at how we charge our devices. Now there's three style of devices on the market today. Ones that are internally powered and they just have a USB port on the side. Ones that run external batteries like this Tesla. You have 18650s. It's very common for a lot of mods to run these 18650s, but there's also different sizes, 2700s and stuff like that, but that's going to be the most common battery source that you're going to use in these externally powered devices. And also LiPo powered devices. Now I don't have a LiPo unfortunately, so I can't show you, but it's basically like a high powered battery pack. So I'm basically going to break this video down into two parts. In the first part we're going to be looking at our internally charged devices. So there's not much to cover in this video, so I'm just going to keep it as basic as possible, but there's a few little things we need to look at. Now when looking at our internally powered devices, what we want to do is we want to make sure we charge it as efficiently as possible, but we also don't want to damage the device which to the point where it can't work, and we also don't want to wreck it in a way where it's going to harm ourselves. So personally I knew the damage that our mods can actually take from being charged in a way that's not listed by the manufacturer, but I didn't actually realize the extent of the damage the mod can actually take when it's charged incorrectly. So a well-respected member of our community, he actually posted pictures that were sent to him on one of the Facebook groups, and it actually looked like the mod actually took a lot of damage. It even looked like to the point where the battery actually almost vented, or maybe it did vent, and it could actually cause serious harm to people around it. Now I'm not a tech head or knowledgeable in any of those type of areas, and I do leave that for people that are well knowledgeable in that, but it was a cause for concern when I saw these images, so I definitely had to throw that in here. So what are the things we need to look at when we're talking about charging our internally powered devices? Now kits that are very common on the market are these AIOs, or all-in-one kits. So something like these pen style devices that's not limited to the mouth to lung units. It's got sub-ohms. There's a lot of devices out on the market that are from all the different companies that are internally powered and internally charged. But basically this is a good mod that we can use to demonstrate. Now I know it's common sense that we should do this, and a lot of people probably don't, but it's very good practice to start reading your manuals that come in the boxes of your devices. So when looking at the T20 kit in the user manual, we can actually see a point where it's talking about how we charge it. So when looking at the user manual on the T20, we can see where the manufacturers have given their recommendations on how to charge it, and I've just highlighted it. So hopefully you guys can see it there. It's just in the highlighted. It says we recommend that you use a high quality 5V-1 amp USB wall charger. So if this sounds a bit like, oh shit, now we have to start looking at our chargers and that, just think of it this way. It's most common that most of these internally powered devices, they're going to run a 1 amp charger. And if they are going to run a 2 amp charger, it's a big bonus on their side because your mod will charge a whole lot faster and they're more than likely going to promote it. So some of you out there might ask the question like, hey, I just thought we can just plug in the charger and charge it and it's perfectly fine. Well, yeah, that is the case, but when you're actually looking at the manufacturer's recommendations, if you do actually breach it, you do risk damaging your device and potentially you could harm yourself or you could start a fire. We don't really know, but it's just something that we don't want to push when we're looking at battery safety. So now we can actually look at our chargers for these devices. So probably the most common thing you're going to use is something like this. That's like a phone charger or dock, and they're going to supply you, well, most of the mods will actually supply you with the USB cable for it, but it's just going to be, you know, more than likely something from your tablet or something from your phone that you're most likely going to clutch to. I know we all have them all around the house. I've got plenty all around my house too. But have you ever noticed that some of your chargers actually charge a whole lot better than others, and most of the time when you're having beers and that, they're the ones that your cousins or somebody comes in and they switch it in the middle of the night when you're on the piss and they're charging their phone, and then, where's my good charger gone? I'm only stuck with the shitty ones. And you know, that's because it is actually a better charger. And most of the ones that will actually charge your phones a whole lot faster than others are the 2 amp chargers, and then the ones that charge them slow are your 1 amp or less charge. So when looking at our mods, if it's rated at a 1 amp charge and we're using a 2 amp charger, then obviously there's room for error. We could potentially damage the device. The photos that I saw, I wish I had them, but the post was from quite a while ago, and if you actually saw the amount of damage that this device took, then you don't really want to go to that point. And you can also void the warranty, and voiding the warranty, wrecking the device, not getting a refund, something that we don't want, and we definitely want to stay off the smoke, so we've got to look after our stuff. So most common around the house, you're going to have 1 amp chargers anyway. It's what most phones and that will come out with, except for the new phones. A lot of the updated new phones will have these fast charge 2 amp chargers. Basically just your normal standard device chargers. And if you actually look on the side, you see all those little squiggly things that we probably ignored most of our life. If you actually look through it, most of them will say if it's a 5 volt 1 amp charge, because if it is a 2 amp charge, they're definitely going to show you that it is. But if you're a bit unsure and you are definitely fortunate to have a ton of 2 amp chargers all around your house, then simply you can put it in your laptop, plug it in your PlayStation, plug it in your PC, all those type of electronics. They'll charge it perfectly fine and you're definitely going to be safe. So what's definitely great about the day and age we live in is that there's actually a few mods that are coming out to the market today with this 2 amp fast charge. So if you are thrashing your device and maybe it is your only go-to and you do clutch to a charger in that, then this is something you could look at. So that's the basic meat and veg when we're looking at our internally powered devices and how we charge them. Just read through the manufacturer's guidelines or recommendations through the user manual. I know probably a lot of people don't read it, but when you do have devices like that, you probably want to read through that type of stuff. It is important when we're looking at voiding our warranty and actually potentially damaging the device or even ourselves, which would be even worse. So just remember, just take a good look through it. You can see what the specifications of your device is, and then going from there you'll be set. And also we're coming up to our 100 subscribers. It's definitely a huge moment. I'm so stoked. You know, me and my partner, she helps me out, she supports me in all these videos that I'm doing, and you know, whatever we got going on behind the scenes. So I'm absolutely wrapped that there's people out there that want to listen to me, want to stare at this ugly face, and I'm going to try and do everything I can to just try to help out the community, you know, especially a lot of the newer members. And I really want to be there to help everybody that's jumping on board, all our family that's out there. So it's a huge moment for all of us. So coming up to our 100 subscribers. If you're not on our Facebook page or you don't follow us, please jump on, follow us, because I'm going to post a lot of our vids there, and it's just an easier way to keep track of what's coming up and what we got going on, and you know, maybe some events and all that type of stuff. And I've also got a bit of help coming to our channel from a well-respected member of the New Zealand community, so I'm absolutely hyped for that. We're going to run a 2-part series, and I think we've got a lot of things that are going to get covered that a lot of people will actually be interested in, so I'm absolutely hyped for that, and I can't wait to show you guys. And it's definitely coming up in the near future. I've just got to sort out a few tech things because I'm not that smart on computers and that, and I'm trying my hardest to learn, but we're going to get there in the end. So yeah, definitely hyped for that, and please stay tuned, guys. And also for the 100 subscribers, obviously we're going to try to put something together, maybe some type of giveaway or something that I'll probably chuck a video on here, and then we'll put it on our Facebook page, because it's a whole lot easier to run things on the Facebook page than in the comment section and YouTube and that. But yeah, definitely stay tuned. So just remember that the next video is to do with our externally powered devices, so it's things that runs our 18650s and how we charge it, and just a few things we need to look at. So definitely stay tuned for that, and hit the notification button if you haven't, so you can see when that pops up. And also I'm going to post it all to the Facebook page, so please keep an eye on that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep it cloudy, fam.